Chess is a game, a form of expression, a tool for strategizing, and so much more. It can be perceived in many ways as people have unique experiences with and applications of the game. In this Hot Banana, we'll be unboxing chess, briefly diving into its history and its prevalence in the creative and cultural industry. The origins of chess go all the way back to the 6th century, its first recordings being found in India, with its name being chaturanga. This was a Sanskrit word for 4 divisions, suggesting the 4 types of units in the ancient Indian army: footmen, elephants, chariots, and cavalry. The game traveled to Persia, which is where we get the current name and terms from, as chess stemmed from Shah, meaning king, and checkmate from Shah Mat, meaning the king is defeated. After the Muslim conquest of Persia, which occurred in the 7th century, the game entered the Arab world. The Islamic states then scattered chess across the globe by trading and by many more conquests of countries. Muslim chess sets were distinguished by the abstract design of chess pieces, as the creation and worship of idols were forbidden by the Quran, meaning that they couldn't have realistic images on the board. When chess entered Europe in the Middle Ages, playing chess was only part of high culture, but when the Enlightenment era came, the game was more accessible to others. The earliest recorded game that played under the modern rules came from a 15th century Catalan poem. Before then, pieces had changed their abilities and names throughout the centuries, based on the culture of whoever was playing at the time. For instance, the queen piece used to be a male advisor who could only move 1 square. The improvements of the queen's move were influenced by the rise of women in authority, such as Eleanor of Aquitaine, Blanche of Castile, and Isabel I, Queen of Spain. So the way we play chess today can be seen as a combination of many different cultures throughout the ages. In the 19th century, chess started to be played competitively, so more people were into thoughtful calculation and skills instead of expressing individual style and intuition, which was how people played during medieval times. But the existence of different types of chess players still stands, having the sportsmen, competitors, artists, and gamblers. With its endless possibilities, the game lasted for centuries and is very much alive to this day. Chess is filled with culture and creativity, so it's no surprise that it has seeped into literature, plays, musicals, films, songs, and exhibitions. Let's take a look at some examples. As mentioned earlier, chess inspired the 15th century Catalan poem Sacs d'Amor, which stands for Chess of Love. The poem describes the game of chess played between Venus and Mars, with Mercury being the commentator for the rules. Every move in the poem is interpreted as a progression in the wooing of a lady. In Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, chess is used as a metaphor for the predestination of fate, that people aren't guided by themselves, but by other forces. This is because Alice, beginning as a pawn in her chess match, interacts with characters each time she crosses paths with them on the board, symbolizing that she could not reach her success of becoming queen in the end without external factors. Chess also serves as a metaphor for how Alice grows. Even though she stays the same age throughout the book, her expression and mindset shifts to a more mature person, like how a pawn transforms into a queen. The chess game between Miranda and Ferdinand in Shakespeare's play The Tempest shows that the story was, metaphorically, a game of chess, Prospero being the king and the other characters being the remaining pieces, moving around the board, or the island, to protect the king. Throughout the play, Prospero restricts the other characters' access to information, and this exclusivity of knowledge was a way to secure power. So you can also view the chess game between Miranda and Ferdinand as a release of Prospero's control on these 2 characters, as the outcomes of the married couple cannot be guaranteed in the game of chess and in their own lives. Chess the Musical was inspired by the 1972 Fischer-Spassky Chess World Championship, which happened during the Cold War. The story shows us the life of 2 grandmasters, Freddie Trumper, an American, and Anatoly Sergeyevsky, a Russian. The show displays the differences and similarities of the two competitors and how they play due to external factors and not primarily because of their passion for the game. This reflects the US and USSR throughout the Cold War, as the two governments competed, through chess, for political domination and humiliation. In the X-Men, chess was a metaphor for displaying contrasting worldviews between Magneto and Professor X. Magneto plays with his strong pieces, symbolizing his plan to use mutants against humans, while Professor X fights with his pawns, showing his intention to join forces with the humans. So chess can represent different ideologies by how chess pieces are played. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, during a wizard chess game, Ron makes an iconic move to sacrifice his knight, which conveys his loyalty to Harry. And in Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, Sherlock sacrifices his queen to symbolize his plan to defeat Moriarty, and ends up winning the game, which reveals that he can outsmart the antagonist. In the Netflix limited series The Queen's Gambit, chess is used as a MacGuffin. The game is Beth Harmon's form of escapism as it allows her to be in control. This is important to the character as her life is full of instability. Chess also highlights the character's love for winning and makes her learn that she can't succeed in life alone. Even when chess is an individual-based game, she wouldn't have been able to defeat her greatest opponent without teamwork and support from her friends. Besides the songs played in the musical Chess, there are many others that refer to the game. One song in particular that I find the imagery of chess highly impactful is Only a Pawn in Their Game by Bob Dylan, which was written during the civil rights movement in the US. Pawns are the weakest pieces whose fundamental purpose is to preserve the more valuable pieces, so Dylan communicates that poor white Americans who committed crimes against black people are essentially pawns in their game, with the pronoun their pointing to the white people in power, and the game being played is the aim to retain white supremacy. Curated by the World Chess Hall of Fame in the US, Keith Haring Radiant Gambit is an exhibition commemorating Haring's life and work. The exhibition connected the institutions and the artist's mission together, making chess fun and accessible to everyone, just like how art by Keith Haring was. This exhibition opened on the 19th of November 2020 and ends on the 16th of May 2021. There's still so much of chess that we can unpack. You can also see it in fashion, architecture, and interior design, just to name a few other areas. So perhaps the multifaceted object will inspire you to look through its different layers of narratives and uses, and maybe one day you can apply them to your very own work.